Thank you for joining me today. This will be a short sequence focused on somatic awareness. And we'll mostly just be on the mat or seated today. So this isn't really a workout. This is more about awareness of your spine and how it moves in space. Today, it'd be nice if you had a blanket stretched out on your mat, one that's kind of slippy. And then meet me on your back. Stretched out on your blanket. Just notice how this feels. As you inhale, splay the fingers and toes. And exhale to squeeze. Inhale, splay. And exhale, squeeze. A few more like this, where breath matches movement. More time, splay. And then roll wrists and ankles. Reverse directions. And then place one foot on the mat or the blanket and then the other. And fan through the toes. Little toe to big toe to little toe. And then pause here. Slide one leg long on the mat. Externally rotate the thigh and then pull it in. Bring the knee back to the sky. Lengthen the leg. Externally rotate the thigh, slide the leg in, knee bends. Knee comes back to start. Lengthen. Externally rotate, slide it in and back. So if you like this, and see if you can keep the hips stable. A little core engagement here. May feel awkward, just notice. Last one in this direction. Knees come side by each. Open the knee to the side. Slide the leg long. Kneecap will turn toward the sky and leg will pull in. Externally rotate the thigh open. Slide the leg long. Kneecap turns to the sky and leg comes back to start. Let's play with these leg slides. Sense your foot slide on the blanket. And the space in that hip socket. Two more. The last one open, side leg long, and then pull it in and hug that knee toward your chest. Lengthen the leg and bend it. Just a few times. Last one, reach that foot toward the sky. And from here, hands can be behind the thigh or behind the calf. Point the toes and flex the foot. And you could carry on just like this. Or some neuroflossing here. When the toes point, look overhead. And when you flex the foot, come back to neutral or slightly tuck the chin. And look overhead. Toe points and bring yourself back to center. Just see how this feels. Maybe you don't even move the neck. One more time, point the toes and look up above. And then bring the head back to neutral. Flex the foot, bring the head, look overhead. Point the toes, bring the head back to neutral or slightly tucked. So you reverse the action of the foot and the head from whatever it was before. 2 more. Last one, flex the toes, look overhead. And then bring yourself back to neutral and hug that knee in. Lengthen that leg long. Arms can reach overhead. Perhaps you even arch the spine. And then imprint the spine. Arch and imprint. If this is too much, the arms could be out to the side. They don't have to be overhead. It can be a very small movement. Arch, you make some space here between the lower back and the floor, and we imprint. For some, that might just mean you come to neutral and then slightly tuck. One more time, arch and imprint and hug both knees in toward the chest. Rock side to side. Now let's plant both feet on the earth. Slide the opposite leg long. Externally rotate the thigh, pull it in toward you, and kneecap returns to face the sky. Lengthen the leg. Externally rotate the thigh, pull it in toward you. Kneecap returns to center. Continue here. See if you can stabilize through the other foot. Press it into the earth. Core is engaged here. More in this direction. Feel the hip move in its socket. One more. And change directions. Open the thigh up to the side. Slide the leg long. Kneecap turns toward the ceiling. Pull the leg in. Back to start. Let it externally rotate. Slide leg long. Kneecap turns to sky. Pull it in. Feel like this. Notice any sense of fluidity or frustration or kind of stuck points in the hip. Doesn't have to open very far. 2 more. Last one. And hug that knee in toward the chest. Lengthen the leg to the sky. And bend. Lengthen. And bend. So if you like this. Last time, reach that foot toward the sky. Point the toes as you look overhead, or keep the head neutral. Flex the toes as the head comes to neutral, slightly tucked. Again, you could leave the head out of it or look overhead as the toes point and come back to center as the toes flex. 2 more. Last one, point the toes, look overhead, and then flex the toes. Point the toes, bring the head back to neutral. Flex the foot, look overhead. Point the toes, head back to neutral. They're slightly tucked. And flex the toes as you look overhead. A few more like this. This moves the nerves slightly in the spinal column. One more. Head comes to neutral. Hug that knee in. Hug both knees in. And widen them into a happy baby. Perhaps the hands stay behind the thighs today and you rock. Before you plant the feet and lengthen the arms directly from the shoulder socket and turn one palm up and one palm down and just play with the shoulders here. And perhaps you let the legs drape to the right as that same palm turns up, other palm down, and then switch. Left palm turns up as the legs drape toward it. Maybe you look over the opposing shoulder and just continue here. Notice your spine. How it moves, how it rotates. Last one. Come back to center. Let those knees open to the sides. Soles of feet together in cobblers. And then lengthen those legs out. Arms reach overhead. Lengthen the right side a little more than the left. And then the left side. As if first waking up in the morning, notice your waist respond, how it moves, your hips move side to side, perhaps. And pause and take your arms and legs out into an X. And lengthen that left arm a little bit longer and let it go. The right arm a little longer. Let it go. That right leg, oops, will extend a little further from the body reach. And let it go. And the left leg. Release. Left arm reach. Let it go. Right arm. Soften. Right leg. Notice what happens to the hips if they move. Release. And the left leg lengthens and releases. Pause. Left leg lengthens. Let it go. Right leg. Let it go. Right arm. Release. Left arm. Let it go. Left leg. Soften. Right. Right arm reaches. Release. Left arm reaches. Let it go. Make some snow angels on the earth here. Open and close the legs. the arms. And soften on your mat. You need any other movements before you find stillness, maybe a little knee hug, maybe another little windshield. Please do so. I could align the hips to that little windshield. And then find your savasana, and that might mean a bolster underneath the calves or the hamstrings. Just sense yourself here on the mat. A short body scan. Sense your right leg. Left leg. Right leg. Left leg. Both legs together. Left arm. Right arm. Left arm. Your right arm. And both arms together. Sense both legs. Both arms. And move your awareness to your torso, to the center of your being. Perhaps even bring your hands to your belly. Breathe there. Bring one hand over the heart and keep one over the belly. Awareness into the heart space. Elongate the neck, heavy the back of the skull. And soften the face. Smooth the forehead. Let the hands go back to your sides. Then one long body stretch, reach those arms overhead. And circle the arms round and give yourself a hug. Then open the arms and hug yourself the opposite way. And then clasp the backs of the thighs to give them one more little hug. Rock side to side. And roll onto your favorite side into a tiny little ball. And when you're ready, press yourself up to seated. Rock the head side to side. Drop the chin. And the arms reach up as perhaps you look up. Bring your hands through to heart center. Thank you for joining me for this short practice. Feel their awareness. Integrate our mind and our body and all of our being. Thank you. Sat Nam.